Okay, we're away with another video. This time we're focusing on Lord Christopher Patten, former Governor General for Hong Kong, shown on the bottom right of this image with Prince Charles returning on the royal yacht from Hong Kong, where the Hunkers and Shunkers Bank creates havoc over the whole of Asia and the rest of the free world, like Santander, which is a joke about the non-existent St Andrew, who is patron saint of several of the countries that are tyrannised by people like Lord Patten. You'll notice that he's on the Oxford Russia Fund as one of dozens of academic professors who think they are being really smart by stealing student fees from their students to the tune of £50,000 for a 4 years honours degree with a 1 in 60 chance of finding a postgraduate job. Patten gets paid something between £250,000 and £400,000 a year to steal from his students. He is also a non-executive director at Lonro for decades. Lonro is intertwined with Lonmin, where they still shoot the blacks in the pay round in South Africa, with no capacity for governments in local countries like South Africa to intervene, because everything is run out of the G8 capitals. Okay, there's Patten again in his other sinister role as the boss at Oxford University, where in the last few years he's made historic precedents, bringing in daughters of tank commanders in Burma to speak to both chambers of the British Parliament. That's On Young Sung Kyi, who was in a safe house in Granton-on-Spey for many years. And Granton-on-Spey is now the safe house for Craig White, who asset stripped rangers. You've got an image there of Lord Patten's Oxford, which with Cambridge, Göttingen and Heidelberg was immune from bombing for the whole of World War II, as if World War II might have been negotiated by Stalin, Hitler and FDR in advance of its execution. Stalin and Hitler were trained at Tavistock in the West Country, where the Somerset levels are, where we recently had unprecedented floods. Lord Patten is also a board member at BP Rosneft as part of his BP commitments. His colleague there at the bottom is pictured, Kofi Annan, the man who is supposed to be in charge of the United Nations. Kofi Annan at the bottom there, here, is actually married to a Rothschild. He's from impoverished sub-Saharan Africa, where 4% of homes have access to electricity. The ghettos in places where he came from have no access to pure drinking water, and in some of the sub-Saharan countries like Liberia, 1 in 12 mothers die in complex caesarean operations because they have no access at all to effective anaesthesia and pain relief that we've had in the UK for 200 years already. The issues around that mean that the reason they have no opiates or anaesthetics is that they all get taken into Western capitals to dismember the capability of innocent citizens there, and that is where Richard Branson kicks in as the global drugs czar. At the top right of the picture you might be able to see an image of 22 Arlington Street, 25 Berkeley Square, 55 Gower Street, all academic hubs and hubs for the elite and the establishment, very close to the London School of Economics and Chatham House, which is a mind control and geopolitical tactical organisation like the Tavistock Mind Control Centre, where Hitler and Stalin were trained. If you see the list of criminals in that picture, you'll see Francis D. Cook, you'll see Al-Fayed, you'll see Mrs. Thatcher, you'll see Cameron, you'll see Gaddafi, you see George W. Bush, and you'll see Gordon Brown and Tony Blair. Tony Blair's main vent for his financial crimes is Finchley Road in London. Okay, that's enough for now. I'm going to stop that recording and see if we can translate it quickly into an effective YouTube.